Hello and welcome. Welcome if you've never been here before, and welcome back if you are new. This is a place where I like to share my personal experiences of spiritual and self-help concepts to try to make it a little bit more simple for some people. They can be very confusing. Today I wanted to talk about manifestation and gratitude. Those two, I've discovered in my experience, go hand in hand. Manifestation a lot of times is, it can be presented as, this magical tool that whatever you wish for or whatever you imagine in your mind, it will manifest, like it will come to life in your life. And, if it was that simple and easy, I think a lot of us would practice it more often. Now, I don't know whether to say it is or isn't easy, but I think there are some tools to help us into discovering how to manifest, what it actually looks like, being able to recognize things that we manifest. It took me a long time to be able to realize that a lot of things that I wanted to happen in my life were happening, but they just didn't look the way they did in my head when I was, either writing it down to manifest it, or repeating it, or meditating on it, or just having these general ideas. Or sometimes I would do drawings. And what I discovered for me personally is that so far things haven't looked the same way as they've shown up in my life. So the picture in my head or the picture I wrote down wasn't what I thought it would be. And I think that in itself stopped me from kind of really believing in manifestation. One of the ways I was able to start realizing and seeing that I was getting these things was using gratitude. I just being more grateful for what I have and recognizing what I have and naming what I have. I started to realize the things that I asked for, I did have. They just didn't look the same. I'll give you a few examples. I love playing the piano. Piano is one of, I started when I was very young. And I've always wanted a grand piano. I've always wanted a grand piano. And that's, it's a rather luxurious kind of thing to have. And I just had this idea. And in my mind, I pictured, a wooden grand piano sitting in a foyer of a room in a house on the ocean with big open windows and just being able to sit there and play. And I just, that was in my mind. But I wrote down that I wanted this. And I just wrote down grand piano. I didn't write down any of the rest. I just figured it would all come together. And I eventually ended up getting a keyboard. And I picked one that had a bunch of different functions on it and whatever and all that stuff. And it took me a long time to even get the keyboard because it wasn't the picture. It wasn't the grand piano. It wasn't what I had in my mind. So I just, I wasn't even going to go for it. And then I decided, may as well have something rather than nothing. And when I was playing the piano, one of the options on it is a grand piano. And when I had that option on and I looked down and I looked at it, I just kind of laughed to myself because there it was. I wanted a grand piano and there it was. That was it. And it takes a sense of gratitude because I was so happy to have it. Like, I was so happy to be able to just play the piano in general, even though it wasn't the picture. I was really happy to be able to have it and to play it. So that's how it showed up and manifested in my life. That's one of the examples. I realized this was happening with a lot of things in my life. I always wanted a lot of property that I could walk. I wanted my own home. There's a whole bunch of things that I realized I wanted. And even though where I live, it's a rental, I live on a huge property, and I do walk it every day with my dog. And it wasn't until I became very grateful for where I live and what I do have that I realized, wow, you know, this is what I keep asking for. I keep asking for this walk. I keep asking for this property, and it's not what it looks like in my head. In my head, it looks like, again, it looks like my own piece of land near the ocean, and I'm not near the ocean. And I wanted certain things, so the more gratitude I had for the things around me, the more I started to realize that I'm getting what I want. I'm getting what I asked for. So that's how manifestation and gratitude really go in hand to hand. And there are a lot of stories of people picturing things in their minds and getting that exact thing. And I think that probably does work for those people. But if that doesn't seem to be working for you, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Start to just be thankful for everything in your life, and then those moments you will start to realize you have everything you've asked for. It's really brilliant and it's amazing. And I'm still kind of new at this, so it's a constant surprise when things show up. A lot of times it's bravery. I have to be brave. I have a lot of fear that I deal with on a daily basis.